The next time you go to search for a home, you might not be clicking through a bunch of filters. You might just be having a conversation. Artificial intelligence is kind of quietly rewiring the entire real estate industry, from that very first search all the way to the final handshake. Today, we're going to break down exactly how. So, if you've looked for a home online anytime recently, I'm betting this scene looks painfully familiar. You start out with this big dream, and you end up just staring at a wall of checkboxes and drop-down menus. It's a process we've all kind of just accepted, but let's be real, it's not a great way to find a place you're going to live your life in. Yeah, you're trying to describe your perfect home, right? But instead, you're forced to translate it into this weird, clunky language of filters. You're asking yourself, okay, does yard mean a fenced-in yard for my dog? Or should I search for open concept? Or is the magic word great room? It honestly feels like you're trying to crack a code just to find a house you might like.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with how AI is completely changing that home search experience. Then, we'll look at how it's supercharging real estate agents and, believe it or not, making their work more transparent. After that, we'll peek behind the curtain at the core tech making it all happen. And finally, we'll connect all the dots on what this really means for you.
All right, first up is the part you're going to notice right away. The home search itself is shifting away from all those endless clicks and moving towards something that feels way more natural, just a conversation. And this slide just shows the change perfectly. Look at that. Instead of having to translate your thoughts into these rigid boxes, you can just ask. You can describe what you actually want in your own words. A big yard for my dog, near a good school. And the AI actually understands you. It gets it. And get this isn't some far-off concept. It is already happening. Redfin just launched its own conversational search tool, and The Real Brokerage recently unveiled Hey Leo, which is an AI concierge you can literally talk to using your voice to find properties. How cool is that? So the ultimate goal here is to turn what's often a clunky, frustrating process into something intuitive and, actually personal. It's all about making the technology adapt to how we think and speak, not forcing us to do it the other way around. But here's the thing, this whole shift isn't just about making the search easier for buyers. On the other side of that transaction, AI is quickly becoming the ultimate assistant for real estate agents too. This is really happening in two major ways. First, you've got platforms like MoxieWorks' Rise, which uses AI to predict which clients are actually ready to buy or sell and then automates the follow-up. At the same time, you've got tools like Renowned that handle all of an agent's online marketing and reviews to build up their reputation automatically. Now, both of these tools are really designed to do the same thing. Take all that time-consuming, busy work off an agent's plate. This frees them up to do what they're actually best at, building relationships and giving you, their client, expert guidance. But as agents get these new AI superpowers, a new question pops up, right? How can you, the client, be sure they're actually working hard for you? Well, that's leading to a whole new movement to make an agent's value completely transparent. And a perfect example of this is a platform called Raise. Its entire reason for being is to give agents a way to show their clients all the work that's happening behind the scenes, on their behalf. And it's all updated in real time. And this idea is really starting to catch on. The board of Columbus Realtors just partnered with Rise, giving free access to its more than 9,000 members. That's a huge signal that the industry sees this kind of transparency as a key part of its future. So when you start putting these pieces together, you get this new workflow for what you could call a super agent. First, AI predicts who needs help. Then, automation builds their online credibility. And finally, these transparency platforms prove their value every single step of the way. Now, all these tools that we see and interact with, they're really just the tip of the iceberg. There is an equally important tech revolution happening on the back end, in the foundational infrastructure of the entire real estate industry. Yeah, this is the part of the iceberg that's underwater. We're talking about the very foundation of a real estate deal, like how a property's value is even determined in the first place. Now, even the appraisal process is being totally modernized with AI. A great example is the tech firm Option buying up Equity Valuation Partners. Their whole goal is to combine their tech to innovate the appraisal world, which could lead to faster, more accurate, and maybe even less biased home valuations for all of us. So we've seen big changes in search, new tools for agents, a push for transparency, and even back-end valuations. What does all of this add up to? What's the big picture takeaway here? Well, for home buyers, it means finding a home is going to feel way more natural and less like a chore. For agents, it means they have AI assistants helping them be more efficient and more effective. And for the industry as a whole, it's a massive push towards being more data-driven, efficient, and transparent. At the end of the day, this isn't about replacing people with technology. Not at all. It's about using technology to get rid of the friction so that the human elements, a buyer's vision for their life, an agent's expert advice, can really shine. It's all about empowering people on both sides of the deal. And all this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. As AI starts to handle all the checklists and the data, what human skills, things like empathy, negotiation, or creative problem solving, will be the things that truly define a great real estate experience? Something to think about.